trouble or pain you're going through, know that you are not alone and someone cares for you. As an individualization of divine point of view, this door is open to you. This door is open. This door right here is open for you. This door is open to you. This door is open. I'm talking about this door. This door is open. I said this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. The God in you. Whether you're black or white or gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you.
Good morning, Unity. So happy that you are here to celebrate homecoming.
What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song. I will try not to sing out of key. Oh, I get by with little help from my friends. Get high with little help from my friends. Gonna try with a little help from my friends. Ooh. What do I do when my love is away?
Does it worry you to be alone?
No, no. How do I feel at the end of the day?
Are you sad because you're on your own?
No, no,
No.
I get by with little help from my friends. Get high with little help from my friends. Gonna try with little help from my friends.
Do you need anybody?
I want somebody to love.
Could it be anybody?
I want somebody, somebody to love.
By with a little help from my friends.
I get high with a little help from my friends.
I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends. Ooh. Would you believe in a love at first sight?
Yes, I'm certain it happens all the time.
What do you see when you turn out the lights?
I can't tell you, but it sure feels like mine. I get by with little help from my friends.
I get
High with little help from my friends.
I'm gonna try with a
wonderful. And what an opportunity to look at that idea. I get by with a little help from my friends as we gather this morning and we hold the city of Portland in that light and that love and in that connection, and recognizing as humanity we are part of walking each other home, of holding a space for something larger than the old story that may be presenting itself, of holding one that includes unconditional love, a world that works for all, and a possibility. So we welcome you home this morning with that idea, with that understanding, to this spiritual center, to a place where we gather to say, who are we as infinite creations of spirit, and how do we touch the world around us? We welcome you if you're here in this space, and we welcome all of you who are part of our virtual family, which are in different parts of the country, and yet we're just so blessed to be together and to begin holding these ideas. I'm Reverend Lisa Davis, and I'm part of this ministry, and what an opportunity it is. I want to share a little bit just how time flies. We are here celebrating and beginning this celebration of 100 years, continuing to celebrate this. I mean, what a time, what a time. And today we have special people who have come back, and I want to take a moment and welcome any of you who have come back, that you've been a part of this ministry at different times. And if you're able, I just invite you to stand or raise your hand. Anybody come in from different places? We're so happy that you have to stand up. You do have to stand. We're so happy to have you here. And some of who we have, if you don't know Sandra Combs, she was a licensed teacher here for many years, and we're so happy that you are back. And Reverend Bonnie Lang. And Bonnie, you got to stand just for one more moment. I'm going to get tears in my eyes. Bonnie has become a minister. She has a community up in in California, and she was a board member here and such a part of the community, and just an opportunity for us to realize the beings and the journey that this community has taken in 100 years to share ideas of truth and who we are as individuals and collectively. And we are just coming here today to welcome each being home. We're going to open in prayer. You know, prayer is an action. You might think, what can I do to create a better world? Every day we can add our prayers, not to a God up there or a begging, but instead a prayer that moves through our being, that reminds us as infinite creations of spirit, and knowing that all of humanity are infinite creations of spirit, and there's room for us all, that we can begin that prayer. We begin each service in prayer, and the ability to open our hearts. If by any chance your heart has been closed, it's been afraid, there's been things going on, I just invite you to move into your heart center as we begin this service in prayer. And infinite Spirit, we are open. We are open to an arising story, a remembering of not just the truth of our individual being, but remembering the truth of all of humanity. That the infinite presence and power of God resides in every being, everywhere. That we are one in a universal tapestry, and that love is the path we are called to walk. For this opportunity to gather in this knowing, and to be willing to create and co-create lives that touch the world as love. We are so blessed, and we are so grateful. And so it is. Amen. And part of the opportunity that we get to do, for those of you who were here years ago, when I began, there was a choir director, Roger Smith, and he made his transition this past week. So any of you who know him, we can just hold him in prayer. He was actually in here on Wednesday nights still doing what he loved. And as a community, we just hold these beautiful souls as they continue what in unity we believe is the journey of life. They continue on, held in the arms of the infinite as light into the light. So we hold that. And Beth is here to share with us.
Good morning. I'm Beth O'Shields, your administrator, in case you're somebody who's come back and don't know who I am. This is who I am. I do the announcements each Sunday. Very pleased to welcome all of you special guests back with us this morning. You know, our unity was founded on affirmative prayer. And our prayer chaplains are a very special part of our ministry here and have been for 100 years. They have been on a prayer chaplain retreat this weekend, and they have just returned. They're starting to trickle in the back door. But this morning, we are welcoming William Brault and Carolyn Goolsby, who are prayer chaplains from our past. They are here to pray with you this morning. If you have a prayer need, if there is something on your heart, a concern or a celebration, you can meet with them following the service right up front. If you're not ready to do that yet, we do have prayer requests in the backs of all the chairs. You can fill those out and place them in our prayer box, which is right up front here. They do so many things here besides just hold the high watch. They do Dial a Prayer, which is a wonderful message that you can call each and every day. It changes. And we have little magnets out on the table that have that phone number on it. We invite you to take one of those home today. They also do a Sunday guided meditation in our chapel each Sunday at 10:30 a.m. It's a wonderful way to come in and just get calm and centered before the service starts. And they're also, last week they started an affirmative prayer class, Discover Your Divinity. This is a prerequisite for becoming a prayer chaplain. And it's also just a wonderful way to enhance your prayer life. If there was some way you missed signing up for that and you still want to be a part of it, there's still time to do that. You can sign up on the lobby table or through the newsletter link. And they're meeting on Wednesdays at 7. They are recording, so you haven't really missed the first class. You can go back and get that. So the 100th anniversary team is celebrating today with a raffle. They're going to have raffle tickets available, 5 for $10. You could win a pair of tickets to the Vancouver Symphony, or you could win a Willamette Vineyard special guided tour that includes a wine flight and a cheese plate. Sounds like a great day to me. So yeah, make sure you get those tickets, fun excursions. They're out there at the table where you will be able to purchase your gala tickets. As I said, 5 for $10. The LGBTQ group is going to meet today in the chapel following our lunch. If you're part of that group, go downstairs, grab some food. They usually meet about 12:45 and go until 2. So I know I've been saying we're still working out those newsletter kinks, but we're working out the newsletter kinks. If you're not receiving it, I'm going to reiterate again to please put the administrator at unityofportland.org email into your contact list. This should solve all the problems. If you're still not able to see it or open it, let me know and we'll work it out, okay? Our regular weekly classes and opportunities that are happening. We have Course in Miracles, which is ongoing Tuesday mornings, 10:30 in the chapel. This is led by Carolyn Goolsby, a longtime Course in Miracles student. There's a lot more info out on the lobby table that you can check out this morning. The other things happening are our Tuesday chair yoga and meditation with Lisa Siri. This happens each Tuesday, 4 p.m. There's a $10 drop-in fee. And the current events group continues to meet on Thursdays. They are just looking at everything that's relevant to what's happening in the world today. You can show up and join them any Thursday at 1:30. Alice is also having a 100th anniversary celebration in the bookstore that involves a raffle that's free to enter. All you got to do is drop your name in the hopper in there. They are going to pull the winner on Sunday, October 19th, which is our next big anniversary celebration. The registration's open for the 2025 Women's Retreat. This has happened in the second week of October. We are welcoming back Reverend Kathy Long. She was a member here back in the days of the Seekings. If you follow our Unity 100 years, you will see that was a while back. She went off and became a Unity minister and has a very successful ministry, but she is coming back to share with us on this weekend. We're very excited. Ladies, we want you to register soon because this is coming up pretty quick. We do have some 50% scholarships available. If this was a financial hardship for you, we think we can help you out with that a little bit. You just need to come and let us know, and we'll work with you on that. It's a wonderful way to form lasting bonds and friendships with those who support us spiritually. So we invite you to come and join in the women's retreat. It's $125. It includes both days and lunch on Saturday. Our holiday marketplace is coming up November 14th and 15th. If you're a crafter, if you know a crafter, we have some little flyers out on the table that have a QR code on them. If you would pass those out for us, that's a way that vendors can register to get a table for that weekend. It's a very successful marketplace. It's our third year doing it, and we really appreciate you getting the word out for us. So our 100th anniversary celebrations begin today with this special service, and with lunch downstairs following. We have a home-style chicken dinner for you. We have baked and fried. We have wonderful homemade side dishes, vegetarian for those of you who aren't participating in the meat. We are going to be downstairs in Fellowship Hall. We want you to come and join us after the service. Lunch is on a love offering basis. It's just a wonderful time for us to get together and celebrate each other and make that connection. And the next celebration that's going to happen is going to be on Sunday, October the 19th, which is the actual anniversary date of the first service here at Unity of Portland. So we're super excited to share that day with you. We are going to have a special catered lunch from our neighbor, Savali Thai, and that is going to be the day where we will bury our time capsule that you will hear a little bit more about later in the service. We will start filling that today. All right, so I understand that we have a special announcement this morning.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Smiling when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. When you're laughing, oh, when you're laughing, the sun comes shining through.
Oh, yeah. All right, we're excited. Yes. October 17th, little more homecoming and 100-year anniversary. So we're going to have a nice party. We're inviting each and every one of you to come and enjoy an evening of fun, laughter, music, great food. The evening will start at 6 o'clock. And in order to get into our speakeasy, which you're all invited to come, you're going to have to buy a ticket. The tickets are $60. You can buy them online or in the lobby after the service today. And
worth it when you see the menu. We have blueberry glazed salmon, chicken roulade, roasted autumn vegetables. I think I missed something there. Some steak. Portobello. For the gluten-free vegetarians. We also have herb buttered noodles. And we have a very special cocktail for the event. It's called the Air Mail to celebrate the 1920s Air Mail. It is fresh squeezed lime juice, some honey, and champagne, but we also have mocktails as well. We also feature a apple dumpling, which was the 1920s sweetheart. It was like a small version of a pie.
our menu is modeled after the 1925 restaurant menu in Maxim's in Paris. Yes. And so, to start the evening during our cocktail hour, we're going to have professional dancers showing you the dance steps and dancing from that era. And yeah, and then at the end, while we're having dessert, we'll have a beautiful program, and we'll have music from the era, and it'll be a wonderful evening. We just hope you all come and join us. So we're going to be putting on the Ritz.
Great job.
Okay, a couple more announcements real quick here before we move on. Everybody gather yourselves here, okay? Reverend Lisa will be teaching Discover the Power Within You on Tuesdays beginning on October the 7th. We have signups out on the table, and also in the newsletter you can use the link. It's $90 if it's paid before the first class, so register now and get those in. And I also want to let you know, very exciting news, our fall spirit groups will start registration next week. We will be using the book, The Poisoned Arrow, which is the new book by Don Miguel Ruiz Jr. We have copies available in the bookstore. We know you're going to want to be a part of this, so stay tuned for that. And now we'd like to welcome anyone who's with us for the first time today. We know a lot of you are returning, but those of you who are with us for the first time, we're trusting that you received a welcome packet on your way in. If you didn't, our ushers have a handful of those, and they'd love to put one in your hands right now if you will raise them. They must have done a really great job because it looks like everybody got one who needed one. There's a little rose sticker on the front. We'd love you to peel that off and stick it to your name tag, and that way we know who you are following the service. We invite you downstairs for coffee and connection. A wonderful way to stay up on things is by filling out this yellow card, dropping it in the basket when it comes around or in my office door. This will get you on our newsletter mailing list. And like I said, some of you, if you're not receiving that, if you think maybe we don't have the right email address, go ahead and fill this out. They're in the backs of your chairs, and that way we'll know to double check that and make sure you're getting the newsletter, okay? All right, thanks so much. Welcome to the celebration. See you at lunch.
Thank you, thank you. All right, and I just want to say to all of you who are new, we're so happy to have you here. If you haven't been here in a while, one of the things that we truly believe is that all of us are exactly where we need to be on this spiritual path. We are spiritual beings, often having this human experience, but we are all moving forward in spirit. We're all creations of spirit. If this community works for you, we would encourage you to be a part. Right now, in this time, it is so important to create connections and have places that support us, that remind us that we are empowered to live a life of love, of peace, of possibility, and to share that with others, to be a part of a community. If this community does not work for you, I would encourage you to continue seeking. Find a place that does say, I know who you are, and enlivens you, because that is part of gathering together in this larger idea and creating a larger story for humanity. So if you are able, we are going to stand and sing. And I don't know what. Oh.
You belong, you're in my heart. You belong, you're in my life. You belong, you're in my heart. You belong, you're in my life. You belong, you're in my heart. You belong, you're in my life. You belong, you're in my heart. You belong. look around. You belong. You belong. Woo.
And I just invite you to turn to those around you with a handshake, with a welcome, and say, you belong. You belong. We belong to each other. As we gather, I keep seeing familiar faces tucked in everywhere, and it's such a gift. Do you know, one of the ways that we get to anchor ourselves in this pure essence of the divine within us is in prayer and meditation. And this morning, as we take just a short amount of time in meditation, the invitation is to each of us that as we learn to live our lives as the creations of infinite intelligence, of the divine essence, then we get to anchor that and tie into that. And when life gets rough, we need that skill more and more and more. And so as we move into this time of meditation, I just invite you to remember it's a way to anchor and to remember the truth of our being.
In the stillness of this moment, there is peace. There is peace. In the stillness of this moment, there is peace. There is peace. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness stillness of this moment, there is peace. In the stillness of this moment, there is peace. There is peace. In the stillness of this moment, there is peace. There is peace. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment there is peace.
As we relax fully into our chairs, allowing them to hold us, we move into this place, the stillness of our being, breathing in fully, turning within to that sacred space. One with the infinite. I take the breath of peace. I am peace. Peace moves through me now. Continuing to breathe in fully. I am light. Light moves through me now. With every breath, I know I am love. Love moves through me now. In the silence, I am that I am. In the silence. With every breath, with every movement, with every step, with every moment, I know I am filled with the infinite vibration of spirit, of life, of love. And I simply say yes to that movement. And so it is. Amen.
In the stillness of this moment, there is peace. There is peace. In the stillness of this moment, there is peace. There is peace. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment there is peace. There is peace. cannot see. Why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we? Hands that heal can set a chained man free. Why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we? And we believe in peace within every heart. Why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we? Burning brightly, brightly in the dark. Why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we? So come on, darling, feel your spirits rise. Come on, children, open up your eyes. God is all around, Buddha's at the gate. Allah hears your prayers, it's not too late. We believe in things that will give us hope. Why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we? Let your voice be heard, celebrate your vote. Why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we? So come on, darling, feel your spirits rise. Come on, children, open up your eyes. God is all around, Buddha's at the gate. Allah hears your prayers, it's not too late. We believe in things that make us all the same. Why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we? Love belongs to all in deed and name. Why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we? And we believe in things that can't be done. Why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we? Lift up your heart, put down your gun. Why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we? We believe in things we're told that we can't change. Why shouldn't we? We had heroes once, and we will again. Why shouldn't we? So come on, darling. Oh, come on, children. God is all around, Buddha's at the gate. Allah hears our prayers, it's not too late. So come on, darling, feel your spirits rise. Come on, children, open up your eyes. God is all around, Buddha's at the gate. Allah hears your prayers, it's not too late. Oh, why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we? Oh, why shouldn't we? Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. We are so blessed with our music, our team, our whole team. I'm so grateful for those who are up here with as Unity singers, and Susan and Mark and TJ and Sean and Mary Ellen. Thank you for your gift and that light. And why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we find the answers within us that remind us that we are more than anything that is around us? We are more than these pictures and these ideas, and I don't want to make light of what's happening. I believe we get to pay attention. I believe we get to be a part, and I know that truly the infinite presence and power is within us. As I looked at today and looked at 100 years, and I kept saying, what does a community bring over these 100 years? What is it that Unity has shared? And I realized what it shared through the whole course of all of its journey are ideas. Ideas. Unity has shared ideas for decades and decades and decades. The beginning of everything was there was one presence and one power active in this universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. Anybody here remember that? It was that idea there is one presence and one power. Now, right now, it's a little scary because we can see different powers out there. You know, David Hawkins calls those force. He's in his book, Power versus Force. Power is spirit, pure spirit. And then there's force. And power will always win over force. And I would invite every one of us to hold that in our hearts as we face what is in front of us this day, individually, collectively, and in this country. And globally, we get to know that there is a presence and a power that moves through us, and it truly is the power of love. Pierre Teilhard de Chardin said, this quantum field, this energy field, is truly love. And history expands as we allow that to live through us. Is it always easy? No. But I want to talk about this idea of ideas, and of course, invite each of us to ask yourself, what ideas am I holding? You know, in about 368 BC, Plato said, wisdom comes from on high. And that was a guiding idea for him. And he had the idea that it came into him. And that was actually radical and new, and it was a thing that enlivened people because it wasn't something out there. It comes from on high, but it comes into us, and we are able to use it and to expand with it. By 325 BC, Aristotle was saying, wisdom comes from within. Isn't that interesting? 40-some years, but another being got an idea of, wait a minute, it comes from within us. That idea, how different would your life be if we weren't trying? I'm sure a couple of us are still trying to get wisdom from on high, and hope if we hear the right, podcast, or we listen to the right thing, or we read the right book, or we just buy the book and hold it near us. We hope it, it gets in there. I just brought in 12 boxes of books from my sabbatical because I was like, I can't have all these books. No one could read them all, but we hope that's what's going to happen. And what we get to do is realize it's within us. How different is our life when we stand up to injustice with the knowing that the wisdom is within us. When we stand up in our own lives, wherever we are, and we know that presence and power is within us. So Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, they began with these ideas. And they did not want a church. I know you've heard that many times. But the ideas were what was so transformative. When Myrtle Fillmore and I had not known that, in the spring of 1886, they were facing physical and financial crisis, I knew that seemed insurmountable. They were going bankrupt. She had less than 6 months to live. They were the co-creators of this tradition, and yet they were a part of the New Thought movement. But they were reading and looking at every idea they could. They attended a lecture by Dr. E.B. Weeks, but he was a representative of the Illinois Metaphysical College, which was then headed by Emma Curtis Hopkins. And something happened during this talk to Myrtle. She came out. Now, this is a mother with 3 kids who was told, you're never going to see them grow. This is the end here. And she'd been sick her whole life. She had never had anyone consider her healthy or tell her you can be healthy. And she came out with an idea. I am a child of God, and therefore I do not inherit sickness, including this tuberculosis that has ravaged my body my whole life. And she lived 40 more years. She was part of, and really she was the basis. She began praying and sharing with all of her neighbors and friends these ideas. And an idea taken into our heart is what transforms us and moves us. And Unity they began ordaining ministers around 1911 because the Fillmore's were like, we're not doing religion. We've seen where that goes. They were not in favor of they were in the Bible Belt and outside, at that point, outside of Kansas City, Missouri, and they said, we're not doing religion. But people wouldn't go back to their own places, and so they said, we'll do centers. And they, little bit by little bit, began ordaining. They ordained men and women, which was very unusual at that time, before women even had a right to vote. And one of the people that got their message and their ideas was Marian Lance. And she's the one who began this community. And thank you, Leah. And so this idea, somewhere in the early 20s, she found Unity, and this is what she said. She said, I was given a Unity magazine to read, and lo and behold, within its pages were ideas that I had always believed, but had not yet formulated into words. They were in her heart. She said, I had found the truth. From that day on, I read and studied everything I could get on this newfound wisdom, and I have never ceased to thank God daily for the one who handed me the magazine and was instrumental in leading me into truth. And she said, my life has long been dedicated to the Christ ministry, and I find new ways, new joys each day as I progress along the path of spiritual unfoldment. So she called it the Christ ministry. Charles Fillmore believed that the Christ was the divine aspect of God within every being. And so they did not see Jesus as a savior, but instead as a way shower who pointed a way. They also read every book they could get on Eastern meditation. They read every book they could get on any tradition, looking to see these ideas, but they found that idea of this Christ within, this divine. I think Richard Rohr calls it the universal Christ now, and that's a way to recognize that it's human. And Paramahansa Yogananda wrote 1,888 pages about the Christ, the second coming of the Christ, and that divine within. But this idea was so powerful that Marian and her husband Neely came back. They talked to people and they started meeting in, and this is her, by the way, can you go, this one I found in the basement at Unity Village in June. It was her picture to get into ministerial school, which she didn't get into until 1925. Which meant this community was started before she was ordained, and she wasn't ordained until probably 28. So she began this with an idea of she said, these ideas have to be shared in Portland. There wasn't a whole lot out on this coast, and that was one of the things that she wanted to see. And it was such a powerful thing. The second picture was her, and you can't see it, but it was in front of the house that they lived in. They moved 6 times. Some of you have heard these stories. I think 5 of them were in second story. I don't know why. They were over a grocery store. They were over several different buildings in different places. Where is it? Well, I haven't even seen them. They began meeting in a room on the second floor of the building on the Southwest 12th and Yamhill. These were all in Southwest. And they continued and they kept growing. And then finally, Marian Lance and her husband actually bought a house, and she's standing in front of the house there. And they stayed in there for 24 years. And on her 30th anniversary of ministry, so it would be 1955, she announced the plans to build a new building which seated about 600. They didn't do that, but they were drawn up and ready to go. She actually made her transition soon after that. But I want to share, I looked through every one of these ministers and what ideas did they bring? Marian Lance wrote 3 books. We've only been able to find 2 of them, and I found about 5 different editions, and every single one of them has this written from her. Looking through the shadows, you will always see the light. But she requires that in her writing, she requires that you have the courage to look through the shadows long enough and hard enough to find the light. Anybody need to look through a few shadows right now? Okay, at least 4 of us. But it's like, this is what she required. That was an idea that she brought into this community with her, and it didn't matter what someone was going through. She believed that there was light within it. And if we could look through the shadows, we would find that. The other thing that she brought was the pure potentiality of every being. She was fascinated with what she called was the possibility of humanity. One of the things she said is the eternal miracle is the expansion of yourself into your real self. And by the way, those of you who have been in uni long enough know the real self is capitalized. We're talking big self here, the spirit within. The awakening to the Christ self through which you know and feel your divinity within. And she kept stressing, you have to feel that divinity, not just hope it's there somewhere. And sometimes we get stuck in just hoping it'll show up someday, not in living from that core, from that knowing. And she said, it is greater than you. It is the reality of your inner self. And those were just some of the ideas she brought. In April of 1956, she made her transition of a heart attack. And by May of 1956, so 1 month later, at that time, churches didn't choose their minister. Actually, Unity World Headquarters assigned people. And so the assignment was Reverend Ross Goodman. He came with his family, and actually he came with 8 children. And I know, and one of them, while they were camping here, made their transition. It was not an easy journey for Ross and Joanne Goodman, but they served here about 9 years. So that was part of the journey. And he brought the idea. I was fortunate. I actually lived with the Goodmans in Florida in college. His wife was the head of YOU, and so we called her Sarge. So I know her as Sarge. I have to think of Joanne to be able to say a really nice name. But Ross Goodman came with unconditional love. And it didn't matter what was happening. He brought unconditional love to every situation, to every experience. They said when his son was killed, when a tree fell on their tent, and it just brings tears to my eyes. I never knew him, but I knew the whole family, that he said, love will move us through. That's not easy to do. But he felt that these teachings were the bedrock upon which he would build his life, and he did. He passed away a couple years ago, and he just held that idea of absolute unconditional love. And from there, it was such a foundation for this ministry. I want to, I don't think I have it. Is there this is actually the groundbreaking of this property. So this is this property right here. That's Ross and Joanne Goodman, and I would say probably their board of trustees, but they were breaking ground. He got to sell the other building and find one, and of course, this seats, if we really put all the chairs in with the balcony, it seats 350. We're a lot more comfortable at probably 300, but the other one was all arches. She wanted to follow Myrtle Fillmore, and there was a huge atrium in the middle, which probably in Portland, Oregon, at the time would not have been the wisest use of space. But that was what Marion had, a beautiful vision. And so Ross got to do those pieces. And then he moved on and went to Chicago and then Florida. And then in 1965, so he moved on in 1965, and in 1965, Les Saunders came. He brought the idea of the power of unity to touch lives. I want to go back. How many of you were here? How many of you ever met Ross Goodman? Let me go back. So why don't you stand up for a moment? Okay, I knew we at least had 2 people here who were here when the Goodmans were here. And what a gift. Thank you. Thank you both for being here. June Campbell and Jan Barker. So I'm so grateful. And then Les Saunders came. He organized. He created enthusiasm and ideas. He brought in fact, goodness, he with that, and he taught. He had regular classes taught. He wanted everybody to have the tools to live the life that they wanted to live. And that idea of taking classes was part of his ministry. It was like, have you taken your classes yet? Have you? Well, why not? You're not going to get it on Sunday morning. You got to get it in these classes. And so Les Saunders came in with these classes. He was here 10 years, brought so much enthusiasm. In 68, he had the chapel built, and it went all the way downstairs. So this building ended about there. He went all the way downstairs and built the teen rooms with it. it. And so it added that entryway, it added these pieces here, and he said we need more space. They bought the house next door, which became the garden, and they brought that space. Originally, that was the YOU house, because when these other pieces were being built, they didn't have room for YOU. And Carol Lee, I know you had knew a lot of this also. And then they bought the property for the parking lot next door. So during this nine and a half years that he was here, maybe 10 years, he brought the ideas. And one of the things he said is, you have been created as a perfect idea in the mind of God, and your purpose in life is to express that perfect idea. Wow. How many of us have been looking for our purpose in life and are wondering if we lost it or missed it or just it went away? That's what, that is what would happen if we did this. He went on to say, I'm probably going, we're too late. Well, I won't tell you what he said, but he said he was much less interested in forms of worship than it is to helping people find the God within. From Les Saunders. Oh, that didn't come out well, did it? I apologize. That's Les up here on this platform. Let's go to the next one. Let's see what's next. Okay, I had to add this. So just in case you wanted to know, that is Ross Goodman's daughter and Les Saunders' son. They met at a YOU rally, and they've been married 45 years now. And they show up here every so often. They just come in and say hi. And it's really funny just realizing how unity travels. It is a part of this. But with these ideas of these beings, and we'll go over some of the other ones later, my question to each of us is, what are the ideas that we're going to take with us? What are the pieces and the things and the places that we're going to hold ourselves right now as a city? We have a lot in front of us. And my invitation would be to choose an idea that's large enough and high enough and has filled it with enough spirit to walk through with whatever's happening around us, and to know when we touch each other and gather together, we are more than that. I have someone who's going to come up and just share a little. I realize we're going over today, and Barbara's probably going to be throwing something at me soon. But Jan Barkers, will you come up and just share? She has lived through each of these ministries and ministers. She still lives across the street. And if you're willing to, I realize I made you cry. But I know it's the picture.
So, can you guys hear me?
Oh. I apologize. Oh, you want a microphone? I apologize. I didn't do the last picture. This is Ida DeBar. She is both Jan's mother, and she was a licensed teacher in this community for somewhere around 50 years, I was told.
Is this working?
It is.
Okay. So, Lisa asked me to talk a little bit about growing up in Unity, because my mom started taking me to Sunday school in what is now the building that is the Mazama building, and that's where they started. And so I can remember cutting across the vacant lot before the church was built on my way to school. So I'm now talking about what it was like to be a YOUer here, and I promise it's like 2 minutes. So every year, the first YOU group activity was going to the CBEC Conference Center on Puget Sound for a retreat. We had retreats twice a year. We sang joy songs, we laughed. We were very careful to keep our elbows off the table. It is so embarrassing to have to skip around the table while the elbow song was sung. Retreat was an amazing bonding time for us, meeting other YOUers from all over the Pacific Northwest. Some of those friendships continue to these days. Most of our time was spent in workshops provided by Unity ministers, YOU leaders, and speakers from Unity Village. The best thing ever for a YOUer was getting chosen to attend the National YOU Conference at Unity Village. The Northwest group traveled by bus. Our two long-suffering adults to Lee Summit, Missouri from here. 2 days, 2 nights. Let's see. We were constantly on the go at Unity Village while we were there. We had exercises every morning in the village chapel. We had 3 small group lessons daily, lunch and afternoon swimming, dinner and more. Each group took a half-hour shift in the Peace Chapel while we were there. At the end of the day, when forever loves had happened, there was kissing in the middle of the road. One side of the road had the boys in
Weren't they
hotels.
hugging? I think they were hugging, but they had a green line down the middle.
Yeah.
And the boys had to stay on that side and the
And
girls
the
had to
girls
stay
were on the
that side.
other, and you could kiss for a while. And then y'all had to go
You
back
had
to
to
your
do
rooms.
fuzzies, and they were hugs. I don't think
Once back home, many of us were off, back to school, to college, or the military. We participated in the young adult groups when we were in town and rejoiced in being together. And we grew up with jobs and homes and kids and cars and their kids' friends and activities, the aging of our parents and our friends, their care, their deaths, the deaths of our partners or our adult children, and the incredible gut-wrenching grief that goes with it. Suddenly, we're in our 70s and enjoying our own interests. So here I am, lucky enough to be still standing. And we continue on in spite of everything. Unity changed as we had different ministers over the year, but it's been here for 100 years, and we celebrate the truth. Thanks for letting me share my personal Unity experience.
Thank you. We're going to do one thing, and that is we have, thank you, Jan. Thank you. I want to just take a moment. We have a couple members. We're going to show the last 3-minute thing, and I apologize. You don't have to speak to me afterwards, but I am going to do this. Can we do this? Good.
I've been Unity so long, I wouldn't know anything any different.
Having a place where my kids feel welcome and they know that it's kind of a second home for them anytime we come back. Even if we're not here every week, when we come back, this is a place that they're comfortable. They know that they're loved, and that it just really teaches them the important things for them to think about as they're growing and becoming members of society.
It feels like home, and it feels like the place where everyone is welcome, which is, I think, the path forward for all of humanity.
Reverend Dick got me down here and says, got to learn how to run that boiler. And I've been doing the boiler and many, many other projects here, but he gave me a place to serve. And he gave me a place to serve that I understood how to fix things and do things. And of course, if something's wrong, call Steve. What a wonderful thing that was for me. It filled me up. As I grew in Unity, my soul grew too. And I grew in the message. You can't come every week and not get the message. And the message has made me grow as a human being, made me grow as a man. It's made me grow as a spirit. So I'm really coming to the place where I'm the man that God intended me to be.
For me, it's about alignment, aligning what's within, and that power we all have within, with using it every day and reflecting it outward to the world. And we're all capable of that. It's that consciousness. We all, we're trying to get to that level of consciousness. And I think it's a wonderful thing. And to work in community as we do that is tremendous.
And the thing that got me was Reverend Lisa bringing in the children and saying, fill the entrance where they come in with love and intentions of appreciation and gratitude for them. And I thought, if we all grew up like that as children, we wouldn't need therapists or counselors or a lot of other stuff. It was so loving and so kind. I've been singing and prayer chaplain and doing a lot of other things here at Unity. Once you come in, you want to volunteer because it's such a joyous place.
I've done just about everything around the church. I've worked in the kitchen. I've taught Sunday school because I wanted to share this with as many as I could.
The affirmations have helped me really change my way of thinking about the world. I really believe that you can change your neural pathways and develop a different kind of spirit, a different place in the world. And that's what I've done my entire life. I read Daily Word every day, and I love it here. It's a great community.
This is home to me from the very first Sunday.
So we are the light of the world, and we can do anything. Thank you, Unity.
Thank you. And I think all of you are here today. Thank you for allowing us to share. These ideas are so important. In a moment, you're going to get, the kids are going to give you a little red heart. We'll talk about that. You can put, I'm inviting you to put an idea that has touched your heart from Unity, from New Thought, from something that has truly touched your heart. We have a time capsule that will actually be buried on the 100th anniversary. But I am going to say again, do we have our kids? Are they ready? They're all, do we have, okay. My invitation, and it's every Sunday, my invitation to all of you is to take the love that's in your heart, to allow it to encircle this space right here so that these kids know on a heart level they are loved, they belong, and they're accepted. We're going to sing. Oh, wait. Good. Thank you. What, are we waiting? The offering. Oh, I'm supposed to do the offering. Here I am singing them in. Barbara got me so nervous about getting these kids in here before we do the hearts. Okay, no, cancel that. I chose that. We are going to do our offering right now. It is an opportunity for just simply generosity, to recognize that one of the intentions is for Unity to continue on for the next 100 years, for us to have a space to gather, for people to come and to hear your whole, infinite, and complete. And so as there's different ways to give. Those cards are in the white card in the pews in front of the seats in front of you if you'd like to do it that way. And we are going to join together in our unity. No, what are we joining together with? Divine love. We're blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear.
All right. Thank you, thank you. We are going to sing our youth in. Please encircle this space with absolute, unconditional love so they know the truth of who they are.
You are the star of the morning. You are heaven smiling at us. You're God's gift of tomorrow. Oh, how we love you. Oh, how we love you. You are the star of the morning. You are heaven smiling at us. You're God's gift of tomorrow. Oh, how we love you. Oh, how we love you.
Let me see. Want them to come down the steps? Okay.
Okay, so come over here so you can see. Here's the time capsule. Okay, we've been talking about it. And we'll take the lid off. Just wait, just a minute. So do you want to say anything just about what you have on your heart?
Yes.
Very
So,
quickly, 3 words.
TM, Legos, and a gun.
Okay, that's lovely to get. Drop it in. Okay, what do you want to put? What's on yours? What's your wish?
I don't know. Pokemon.
Oh,
what was that?
Turn in this paper to Target for money, and then give it to me.
Okay, what's on yours? Part of it. On the steps. Just part of it, something. What's the wish? No wish, okay?
I think nobody's going to say.
You passing it out?
I don't want to.
Okay.
Peace and hope.
Okay. Okay. And you want to tell them what you're going to do?
Oh, wait. So me and my brother are going to put some of these. Oh, the teens are going to put these. Oh, we're going to put them in the time capsule. Yeah. Right. All the teens.
We almost got ready. You want to put them in? Okay.
If you want, there is a pen on the back of the chair in front of you. And please, you can write an idea that you would like this community to share as it's dug up. What are ideas you would like to hold yourself and for humanity to hold? Are we? So we're just inviting you to hold. Is there an idea that's transformed your life that you'd like to offer to the universe? Is there an idea that you haven't yet held, but is your intention to hold for humanity, for yourself, along this journey? Because I believe an idea we hold for ourselves, we hold for the universe. Places we give our attention strengthen. And then as I understand, we won't be putting it in there as you leave. We'll be doing that. I also want to just take a moment and invite you again downstairs. We have special tables for those of you who are returning. But as you sit at your tables, remember, you're walking with the infinite presence right there. You're sitting with them, you're eating with them. I'd invite you to ask, what's an idea that's changed your life? Just find out who we are. We travel this journey together. But there are 3 tables for those who have returned home. We're so happy you're here. We have a luncheon downstairs. They'll be selling tickets for the October 17th gala. And what's our wonderful, by the way, you don't have to dance if you're a board member, but I'm very grateful to those who did. Very, very grateful. All right, so we will be doing that when we go out. And the kids will be there collecting them at the doors as we go out. And I just want to take a moment. Do we have any past board members who are here today? I just invite you to stand if you're able. Amy, come on. I know, Ted, we have a lot of them who, I know, where are they? They are ones who have really held this space for this community in so many ways over so many years, and I'm so grateful. We are going to do what we always do. One of the ideas that we bring and hold here is let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. And I just invite you to stand if you are willing to take the hand next to you and know we're setting an intention for peace.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be with God as creator. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me.
Oh, yes. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Please know you are never alone. In just a moment, we're going to close with our unity prayer, and then we're going to sing the kids out. The invitation has been, we have to let them get down the stairs so their parents can get them. Annette Boswell, happy 75th birthday. So you can't see her. She's hiding over there, but happy birthday to you. Yes, I couldn't help it. And we're going to pray. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The presence of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is swell. Well, and the kids make it firm. We're going to sing our kids out.
I'm gonna move to the light. I'm gonna speak of the light. I'm gonna sing with the light. I'm gonna dance in the light. When I choose to remember that Spirit is all, I rejoice and give praise and shine in the light. Yeah. I'm gonna move to the light. I'm gonna speak of the light. I'm gonna sing with the light. I'm gonna dance in the light. When I choose to remember that Spirit is all, I rejoice and give praise and shine in the light. Yeah, when I choose to remember that Spirit is all, I rejoice and give praise, and I shine in the light. Oh, shine in the light, yeah, shine in the light, shine.